Is God still doing big stuff today? I know he used to do a lot of big things in the Bible, and we got a whole Bible full of, really cool stuff. But does he still do it today? That's the question that Isaiah 64 answers. Isaiah chapter 64 was written 600 years before Christ, so 2,600 years ago. And the question on the mind of the writer, Isaiah, God, do you still do big things? Here's what he says in verse 1. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down, that the mountains might quake with your presence. As when fire kindles brushwood and fire causes water to boil, to make your name known to your adversaries. You have so many adversaries, they're beating up your people. Wouldn't it be great if God could do something? I mean, he used to do stuff. And the nations might tremble at your presence. When you did do awesome things that we did not look for, you came down from the mountains and they quaked at your presence. He's saying, Mount Sinai, we remember that. Moses was up there, there was thunder, there was lightning, and 10 commandments came down. You did these miracles in the nation of Israel when they saw this pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night and manna on the ground and water from rocks. You used to do some amazing things. From of old, no one has heard or perceived by ear. No eye has seen a God besides you who acts for those who wait on him. He's like, man, we're waiting. We've been waiting on you, but what are you going to do? This was Isaiah 600 years before Christ, and little did he know, God had a lot of more things he was going to do. Not just in the nation of Israel, but 600 years later when Jesus would come. Think of the miracles Jesus did. Yeah, there was a lot more that was going to happen. And then Jesus, one day, ascends up into heaven. Are the miracles done? Jesus is gone? No. The miracles continue with the apostles, and they do miracles and signs and wonders. And the apostles are off the scene. How about the early church? What about the miracles of the persecution and the growth of the expansion of the church and what God did? How about the miracles since the early church? What has God done? Oh, every one of us who knows Christ has stories of the miracles of God. What do we do when we doubt God? 3 things we want to do when we say, man, is God still doing big miracles? Yes. First thing you do is pray big. Pray that God will do some big things in your life. Ask him for big things. Number 2, after you ask him, trust him to do those big things. Say, God, I've been asking you to do this miracle in my son's life, my daughter's life, my wife, my husband, my church, a situation at work. I've been asking you to do these big things, and now I'm going to trust you those things. And then number 3, attempt big things for God. What are you attempting to do that you couldn't do by yourself for God? If the answer is, well, really nothing, then you're not attempting anything for God that you really ought to be. Attempt to do something for God that only God could pull off through you. In other words, you couldn't do it by your own strength. God still is in the miracle working business, and he wants to do miracles in your life, but you got to pray big, you got to trust big, and attempt great things for God.